But I didn't know I wanted a VO2 test because I just assumed it was going to be like mid 70s. And I'm like, that's normal. Like, no shock. But it wasn't. It was below 70. Now I'm like, okay, got to get this tested. Like,
so
we got to confirm this.
Do you think the real VO2 is going to be higher or lower?
Well, if it's higher, you will never hear about it because then I won't.
What up, party people? All right. Super quick intro here because my kid's home sick today and I've only got about 30 seconds before he calls my name asking for more treats or snacks or to change the channel or whatever he's got going on. All right, so I'm going to skip the summary because you guys can just tune in, figure that out. If you want to support the show, you can head over to our Patreon page and sign up for as little as $3 a month. You can get access to things like early releases, there's private group chats and bonus content. Hopefully we're going to be putting out some more bonus content this year. Tune in actually for a little sneak preview into one of the projects we might have coming up next month. Or you can go and buy some of your or our favorite products from some of our supporting sponsors. Shout out to our homies at SILCA, our friends over at Join Cycling, and the newest addition to the Bonk Bros partnership list, Bike Tires Direct. Like, seriously, what better fitting sponsorship than Bonk Bros times Bike Tires Direct? All right, so if you want to support the show, you can head over to the show notes, use those discount codes, and your boys get a little bit of kickback from that. We appreciate it. All right, let's get this party started.
Drew, what are you doing? Get off your phone, bro.
I'm texting.
Texting who?
Chase.
Dylan, did you get a new tattoo?
Get off your phone. We're recording.
Dylan, did you
Is
get
it
a new
recording?
tattoo since last week?
Oh, I thought you guys said you were waiting.
No, we're not waiting.
No. We're recording.
Oh. Do you want me to read that comment about the guy who said, Dylan sells plans. He's all about that money. Somebody commented on my Instagram and said that. That's kind of ironic given the conversation we've had the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's actually unbelievable. Like, does that person listen to this podcast? Dylan is all about that money. Like, have I ever said a code for anything on this podcast?
I did get a little pissed at the end of your latest YouTube video when you're like, I try to get you to do an ignition commercial for the last 3 years. And you're like, nah, I ain't going to do that. And then at the end of that video, you're like, by the way, if you want to do your own volume block, I now have volume block training plans. And you go into like a 5-minute advertisement for your training plans on Training Peaks. 5 minutes,
dude. It was 10 seconds.
Dude, I like, Drew, how immediately after Dylan puts that video out, you put an Instagram video about shitting on training plans.
I didn't do that on purpose. I just watched his video yesterday.
That's where that person's comment was from. Like, he put out the Instagram video about shitting on training plans, and then somebody commented, Dylan sells training plans. He's all about that money. I'm like, dude, out of all the people on this podcast, like, if there's anybody shitting on a sponsor, it's me.
Man, you all about that money.
No, dude, no.
You so are.
Have you seen his minivan?
Yeah. Latest model, that Toyota Sienna.
It's literally the base model.
2015.
It doesn't even have real rims. It's got like the shitty, I don't even know what they're called.
Hubcaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Hubcaps.
Dude, my minivan fucking cost me a bunch of money the other day.
Yeah, dude, even Scott is more about that money than I am.
What happened to your minivan?
I took it in for an oil change, and I was like, all right, yeah, why don't you do like a general check on the thing? Because I hadn't had any issues in so long that, like, I was like, something's gotta break soon. New brakes, $1,700 later.
Damn,
you needed new
everything,
like rotors and calipers.
Yeah, the whole.
Dude, that's like Dizzle's life savings that you just spent on your minivan, bro.
Yeah, because I ain't about that money.
Wait, Dylan, you
Can we
didn't
talk
answer.
about how you're about that mustache life now, though? What's up with that?
That is pretty wicked.
You guys like it?
No.
Does it look cool?
Whatever happened to keeping your face warm in the winter?
He's all about that vanity life.
Yeah. I don't know. I was going to shave the whole thing off. CJ was like, you should shave it off. It's been a while. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I got to shaving it and I was like, I'm a gravel racer now. And so I think I'm contractually obligated to have a mustache. Like, I think that's, if I'm going to be a real gravel racer, it's not real till you mustache it.
I will say it's like impressive how thick that thing is.
I know. I think it doesn't look like, I think I made it too long. Like
that's what I was going to say. I think you got to get rid of the sides.
Yeah. But it kind of gives you like a Wile E. Coyote. No. Yosemite Sam. You got that. I feel like I got that Yosemite Sam. His goes all the way down.
Yeah.
But I think I like it kind of long like that.
I get more like WWF vibes.
Yeah. I like that too.
You look like you need to buy a Harley.
I thought like as soon as I shaved the mustache, I was like, whoa, this looks pretty cool. Like I want to rock this. And then I immediately started to think of all the people that have mustaches. And I'm like, I don't really like any of those
like
people.
Like Pete Stetina and
and Payson. And those are the top two people that I think of that have mustaches and talk about their mustaches. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be like that. Like, I don't want to brand myself as a mustache man. I don't know if Pete
talks about his mustache.
Oh, dude, he talks about curling it, and he buys special shampoo for it.
No, he doesn't. Dude.
I've never seen that.
I don't know. I'm just Pete, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I actually like both of you guys, but
but not their mustache. Their mustache you don't like.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw Payson tease something that his mustache brand is like going to go away or something.
Yeah, I thought so.
Or he's rebranding or something like
he's
that.
Going to shave it.
I don't know if he's going to shave it, but I think he's over the mustache brand.
Yeah, is it like too much to brand yourself?
Sure, whatever you just did, it like totally knocked your focus. Like,
I know. Why am I all blurry?
It's because we were talking about your mustache and people got tired of seeing it, and your camera's like, "All right, let me fix it."
I don't know why it's focused on my. It's focused on this instead of me.
Dude, it's a podcast, man. No one cares.
But I'm all blurry.
Exactly. We don't have to look at your mustache in such fine detail right now.
Whatever you're doing, it's getting worse. All right, Dylan, did you get a new tattoo since last week?
Dude, I'm racking them up. My back is almost done, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
You should get a back tattoo. No, what's the one on your wrist?
Didn't we not talk about this last week? We did talk about this last week.
That's
just repeating content at this.
Is that the dove?
Yeah.
Okay. It looked fresh. So that's why I don't know.
Yeah, well, it wasn't done last week, so now it's done, I guess.
Got it touched up.
And it's more black. It's definitely not a dove. Maybe it's a black dove. I don't know.
You gonna get a snake to just weave through all those? You can actually fill up all the void?
Dude, this is not a joke. I was actually thinking about, because a snake is like, you can fit it to perfectly match any shape,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of snake would you get?
Dude, I don't know types of animals. I don't even know what kind of bird this is on my arm. No idea. Some people said it was a swallow. Probably a swallow, I guess.
Swallow, dove, pigeon.
Yeah.
One of those lame birds. Could have gotten like a bald eagle or something.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what you could do on your back. Just get a gigantic bald eagle.
No, I told you, my back's almost done already.
What do you got on there? Mermaid?
Dude, I have the spirit of gravel.
Just got pebbles tattooed all over your back?
No, dude, I got a portrait of Pete Stetina right there with the curliest mustache you've ever seen.
He is
drinking a double IPA.
Yeah. In both hands. And he's holding his kids at the same time.
Is having kids part of the spirit of gravel?
Yeah. Retired dads.
You guys watch Ted King's video from last season, The Return of the King?
Can't say I did.
I watched all the YouTube recommendations while I was riding on the trainer the last couple days. So I watched Ted King's video from last year, mainly because I'm in it a couple times. I watched your latest video and I'm in it a couple times. Yeah, where are those royalties at? Because you used some of my footage of me lifting, because I guess you only do squats, and so you had to pull some of my footage of doing other exercises that aren't squats.
I didn't pull that footage, dude. That's my editor. My editor took that. So you're going to have to take it up with him.
I was in it twice. I was there.
You got an editor now?
Yeah.
All about that money, dude.
I'm about to flag that. I'm about to flag it as a copyright.
All right.
Copyright infringement. Because I'm all about that money. I want my cut from that video.
Okay.
And then I watched the Madahay record.
Mm-hmm. You think we could take that, you and me?
Yeah, easy. Gordon Wadsworth? Pfft,
yeah, but news. they didn't actually take it though.
I know.
So that means, you know, like I think we could beat Gordon Wadsworth and Thomas Turner, but whoever has the record actually went faster than them. So
we could do it. When is it? I'm about to get that new Lauf. I'm about to get that new Lauf mountain bike soon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Thing kind of looks like a pig.
Yeah, but
mountain bike.
Yeah, but you of all people should appreciate like something that looks weird that could potentially be better.
No, I don't care about how it looks. I'm just saying, I believe me, I don't know the weight of it, so I could be completely off base here, but is it not a heavy bike?
I don't know. I don't have one yet.
Okay. Did you weigh your gravel bike?
No. Was I supposed to?
Yeah, no, Dillman was supposed to weigh his. Did you do that?
I didn't.
19.5.
What?
But the one without the Lauf and the wheels. So
okay, so that's an extra 4 pounds at least.
Maybe. The one I've been riding recently, if I'm riding gravel, is my spare bike because I'm selling my other bike. And my spare bike doesn't have the Lauf fork and doesn't have deep wheels.
So does the bike you're selling have the Lauf fork and deep wheels?
Yeah.
Is it already taken apart though?
No.
So why didn't you just weigh that one? That's the only one people care about.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dang. Yeah, they weren't even close to the record.
How far off were they?
Gordon finished in 840, and the record is 822.
Oh, you're talking about Madahay?
Yeah. I watched the documentary.
Wasn't it sweet?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a little repetitive. I felt like it could have been a 30-minute video instead of an hour and 15-minute video.
Yeah. I think Gordon, if he would have just dropped Thomas when Thomas started shit in the bed, I think Gordon could have gotten the record. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a lot closer for sure.
Yeah.
When the heck is this race? It says it says 2023 is the, here we go. August the 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, it's the weekend before Leadville.
Nothing happening that weekend.
The weekend before Leadville?
How far is it from your house, Adam?
7 hours.
It's in North Dakota, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like saying it's in Indiana for you, or Ohio.
Indiana's pretty close. I think if I were to drive the furthest part of Indiana
that's like
or
saying
Ohio,
it's in South
be like
Bend, Indiana. How far is South Bend, Indiana?
Like 4.5 hours.
Okay, well, Indiana's small. North Dakota's big.
North Dakota's way bigger than I thought. Dang. Have you ever done it?
Mm-mm. No, let's do it. When I stepped away from racing at the end of 2 years ago, my first thought was like, I don't know if I want to race anymore, but I kind of want to do some FKTs. And the Madahay Trail was an FKT that I thought about doing. And then I saw that the record for Madahay hadn't been broken yet. So then I was like, oh, maybe I'll go for the record.
So we can,
but then I just stopped.
I can do it.
We can get the FKT at any time. We don't have to do it during race weekend.
Oh, but I want to do it during race weekend so I can beat some people too. So the record and win a race same time. Two birds, one stone.
Yeah, so like the course record is for the race course. The FKT would be for the entire trail, which is I think another 40 miles.
Oh.
Yeah. Just do a both. Let's do the race course on race day and then just keep going and do the other 40 and knock them.
That's kind of what I had.
3 birds with one stone. Course record, win a race, FKT.
Why doesn't the race course just do the whole trail? Come on.
I don't know. I'm not on that gravel level yet.
Apparently. I mean, 8.5 hours for the race course. I mean, the full thing would probably be like, what, 12 or something, or 11?
Yeah. I think, so I know there's parts of the trail that you can't technically ride a bike. So like if you were going to do an FKT across the whole trail, you would either have to like hike your bike for like, I don't know, 5 miles or reroute around it. I never got far enough into the logistics to like actually figure that part out. But I think that's why they don't race the entire trail, because some of it's on some protected land that you can't ride bikes on.
The video made the terrain look pretty cool.
It's epic. Yeah.
Is it like pretty technical? Like why are the times so slow? Or is it just all trail? Is that why?
It's like almost all single track. I don't think it's technical as in like super chunky, rocky, rooty technical, but I think it's slow technical, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. In the documentary, they were stopping and eating food, and I'm like, dude, these guys, why are they stopping? Like, you don't stop. What are you doing?
It also happens in August in like the middle of the desert. So it's like 100 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going for the FKT, do it in, I don't know, April or something.
Gordon's an interesting guy. He's like, obviously he won the race that year and was really strong. And then like he would be ahead of Thomas going into all the aids. And then he'd leave after Thomas because he's like getting cookies from the ladies and he's talking to the guy at the car. And for a guy that's as strong as he is, and it's interesting how like not super competitive he is, but I think he is competitive. I think he's just like he's got a weird mix of competitive and non-competitive.
Dude, he's the spirit of gravel, both in facial hair and how he approaches racing.
Yeah. I think if someone else was there, both of those guys would have been pushing a little harder and like not stopping as much. Like if there was one other competitor that was taking it a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Not saying that those guys didn't take it serious, but that was, like actually blitzing through everything.
Yeah. I mean, I have raced both Thomas Turner and Gordon a lot in my life because Thomas Turner is a Southeast guy where I live, and Gordon Wadsworth was an NUE guy when I was an NUE guy. So, what's funny? You know what's funny about Gordon is he's the kind of dude that will talk while racing. Like he'll have a conversation with you while racing
the whole time.
And the way that you know that he's hurting or about to get dropped is that he stops talking.
Yeah. He sings too.
Yeah. So if you stop hearing Gordon sing or talk or whatever, he's hurting and he's about to get dropped and you should attack.
Nice. Or if you just don't want him to keep singing, you like the mute button is an FTP attest. Like, all right, buddy, this is getting old. Let's crank it up a bit.
The mute button for Gordon is 400 plus watts.
As the intensity goes up, the volume goes down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you actually think about doing it, Drew?
I mean, it'd be sweet. Me and Chase are talking about doing. I think we're definitely going to do. We haven't looked into the logistics, but we're pretty in on doing the Rift mountain bike, which is a 5-day 2-person stage race. So just like Cape Epic, but it's in Iceland, and Lauf is putting it on. This is the first year they're doing it, and so me and him being on that new Lauf mountain bike want to go out and do that and represent Lauf. And
dude, can we talk about that? How does it feel to finally be on a real gravel bike?
Feels great. Stoked about it.
Yeah, you too, Tyler.
You got a mob. Yeah,
dude, you too. You guys both joined the real gravel bike crew
around 45.
Yeah,
it
was cool too.
Yeah, dude.
Woohoo!
Go ahead, Drew.
Have you ridden? Have you
just
ridden
around the parking lot here? It's been too cold, and I've been like recovering from work travel, so not yet. It was like 2-3 degrees this morning. It was cold. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Fahrenheit.
Well, in Brevard, it's actually 95. Go ahead, Drew. Tell us about your state. What is it? State bicycle sponsored by Lauf?
No. I'm on that Lauf, dude. I'm on that Lauf Segla. It was sweet. I was down in Florida the last 2 weeks where there was actually a lot of dirt, like sandy dirt roads. So I actually got to like properly ride it on some dirt roads, which was cool.
Nice.
Dude, that fork, like I remember watching Dylan riding next to me at Unbound, and this is the thing that I thought was going to be bad about the fork is like when you stand up and you bob. Like I remember watching in college, watching the short track race, and in the women's short track race, one of my teammates had her shock totally open. I remember watching her standing up and just going, and like her whole front end is bouncing, and I'm like that. And you guys know how bad that feels, like when your shock is totally open and you stand up and it's just absorbing it feels like it's absorbing all of your pedal stroke. That's what I thought when I saw Dylan riding next to me. I'm like, that seems really bad, like the bobbing, but it's so little that like for the first 5 minutes of the first time I rode it, I was like, this is weird. It kind of feels like you have a flat tire, like how it kind of bobs like that. Yeah. And then 5 minutes later, you get so used to it that you can stand up and it feels fine. Like you don't even notice it when you're standing up barely. And then when you are going through bumpy sections, it's definitely making it way smoother. Like when we would hit like some rough patches where there was like not rumble strip, but whatever you call the like transmission bumps or whatever on the dirt, you know what I'm talking about? What do you call those little
brake bumps?
Brake bumps. Yeah, there you go.
Anytime we would hit washboards,
washboard. That's the word I was thinking of. Anytime we'd hit some washboard, and I was riding with Will Pfeiffer, another ignition coach, he was like, I don't know if it was the fork or what, but like I was definitely feeling like I had to pedal harder just to keep up with you through that stuff. So like with the combination of mountain bike tires, the fork, like it's definitely like before I got the bike, I was thinking, oh, I might run this fork at a couple of the rough races, like Unbound, and a couple like Big Sugar, at some of the bigger, like rougher races. I'm like, oh, I'll run the fork. And now I'm thinking like, I'm gonna run the fork at most of the races, except for the ones where I don't need it, like BWR Cali, where there's a ton of road. Like that would be a race where I wouldn't use the fork. And now I'm thinking I'll probably use the fork.
Can you lock it out?
No.
Okay.
Are you just going to use the road bike for BWR Cali?
The road bike fits up to 35s. So probably not, because I think I would still want like last year I rode 36s, so I would either do 36s or 40s, I think, for that course.
Dude, people used to win that race on 30s, man. You'd be fine.
Does it claim 35s? Is the claim 35?
Yeah.
So that means you can go bigger, dude.
Yeah, I guess I could throw it on there. Chase always talks about riding the road bike. He's like, oh, I'm going to do the road bike at Gravel Worlds. And then I show up and he's on his gravel bike. I'm like, I don't know. I think he overestimates how smooth things are. Because I think there's still a lot of parts of that course where a road bike.
What, BWR Cali?
Yeah, there's a lot of parts of that course that would really suck.
BWR Cali is like both extremes. The off-road sections are like you want a freaking mountain bike.
I know, yeah. But they're like, short enough to where if you've got like a wide enough tire, it's fine. But I don't think I would want to do it on a road bike. It would be way too slow.
It's a new course this year, I thought.
Yeah.
I think it's just a new starting venue.
No, I talked to him. It's going to be mostly, it'll be a lot of new and some of the old, like Double Peak, the big climb that happens late in the race. They won't be able to put that in the race because that's too far away. So that
changes everything.
I know that does.
When the race ends on a long road climb.
Oh yeah.
That's
the whole race you're thinking about like, oh, okay, I need to save some matches for that last climb. And if that is out of the race, then that does totally change the entire dynamic. But I don't think they've released the course, but they changed the venue because the venue is going to be way better at this new spot. It's closer to the coast, but it's far enough. It's far enough away from the old course to where they're not going to be able to just use the old course. They're only going to be able to use a couple portions of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's basically going to be a new race. Yeah.
Cool.
But I think it's still going to be, I think from my understanding, it's still going to be mostly like it was before. Like it's going to be a lot of road with sections, like what Dylan was just saying, like the extremes of both. So unlike Utah, like Utah is mostly gravel roads with some single track, and there's not a ton of road in that one.
You gonna do the new Montana one?
I've got it on the calendar, yeah. Unless Arizona and Cali go really bad, and I'm like not in contention for the overall for the BWR series. And if I'm like totally smoked after Unbound, then I wouldn't. I'm still going to take a 1 or 2 week break after Unbound and then go into BWR. That would be my first race post mid-season break.
Are you
at the end of June?
Are you like focused on any one series, or are you kind of just spanning everything?
Dude, he's just throwing shit at the wall, man.
Just doing it all.
Hoping that it sticks.
I'm not in any series, so I know do them all.
But you're gonna do like quote unquote the lifetime series,
yeah,
right?
I think that's the top of the Unbound is the top of the list. So like, I think if Unbound's my AA race, then I should just consider Sea Otter as an important race and go for that wild card spot. But if I don't get it, not a big deal. Like, I'm not going to stress over that, but I'm definitely going to go for it. But I was already going to do BWR Arizona and Cali anyways. So all I'd have to do is Utah or Montana. You have to do 3 out of 4 of those races to do the series. So.
And you're like basically also doing Gravel Earth series.
I don't know what I might do Cool 4 and I might do Gravel Worlds. So what other races are there?
You only need, I think, one other race to qualify for the.
And you have to do the final in Spain.
You get to do the final, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. After listening to last week's podcast with Danny, it did pique my interest on the Gravel Earth. I also listened to.
I thought you didn't listen to episodes that you weren't on.
I was kind of on last week. I listen to every episode. Scott's the one that doesn't listen to them. I listen to them because of quality control. Like, I want to make sure I didn't say anything.
Quality control.
Why don't you just not say stuff?
I want to make sure I didn't say anything stupid, So I go back and.
You do say stuff stupid every episode.
Yeah, but that's like that's a subjective, You guys think I say stupid things, but you guys are so stupid that you don't understand how smart my stupid things are.
What about all the comments, too?
Anyways.
Wait, so Drew, aren't you doing the Rift gravel race too? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're doing 3 out of 4, or you already have 3.
Oh, that's Gravel Earth?
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
That's what I said. It piqued my interest, but I haven't looked into it yet. I need to look into it.
Yeah, so you're basically there.
Yeah, well, I mean, like pro road riders race like 100 times a year. I'm not weak. Can race more than Dylan races at least.
Are you saying I don't race a lot?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair enough.
Single-digit races is not a lot.
After watching your big Unbound training video, it gave me a super big boost of confidence because your training last year really sucked. And like, it was extremely, no. This is what I mean. The disparity between how unimpressive your training was and how impressive your result at Unbound was makes me curious.
Do you not think that the block that I did before Unbound was impressive?
Yeah, but before that, it sucked. I mean, like, you were knocking out 20-hour weeks like every other week. And then you were like, you took so many weeks where it was like I was kind of training like 15 hours. I'm like, dang, all I got to be a little bit more consistent than you. And I'm there.
Or maybe you're not. Maybe you just don't have that genetic potential, bro.
Yeah. We are going to get our VO2s tested. Remember, we're going to do some wind tunnel testing, hopefully with SILCA. Don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but I just did.
You're probably not.
There's a question whether you can say it. Don't say it.
They just said don't talk about the other stuff, which I'm not going
to stop talking.
I'm not going to talk about it. I was just saying, don't talk. I know.
Dude, you need to shut up right now before you do talk about it.
No, I'm not. And then, so now I'm talking about, I'm just going to Yeah. Anyway,
I don't think we're supposed to talk about any of this because we haven't decided on any of it.
Well, potential wind tunnel testing, that's a known thing. You do that every year. And so potentially wind tunnel testing with SILCA. And then while we're there, we'll do VO2 testing at VQ Labs, which is where me and Dylan went last year. And they have the ability to do a VO2 test. I didn't know this last year when we were there.
What do you mean? We didn't even get a real VO2 test. We got we got an estimated VO2, and this is what Drew has based his entire life off of since then.
What are you talking about? You didn't get a real VO2 test.
It was based off your lactate, which is like the next best thing. But I didn't know I wanted a VO2 test because I just assumed it was going to be like mid 70s, and I'm like, that's normal. Like, no shock, but it wasn't. It was below 70. Now I'm like, okay, got to get this tested. Like,
so do you think the real VO2 is going to be higher or lower?
Well, if it's higher, you will never hear about it because then I won't. And if it's low, I'm going to talk about it every week. So
what if it's just exactly what you thought it was? 69,
like 75.
Oh yeah, well,
pre lactate testing last year, I just assumed it was mid 70s because that's.
So what if it's
82? Will we ever see you again, or are you just going to go monk style and train for the rest of your life and see what happens?
If it's 82, I'm putting in my application to the world tour.
No one cares. Dude, the world tour.
Scott just shook his head.
The world tour doesn't care that you have an 82 VO2 max and got 18th at Big Sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
You could maybe apply for like team mechanic.
Nah, that's not true. I didn't get 40th in every crit. I was pretty good crit racer. I didn't win crits like you did, but
dude,
I wasn't too far.
Scott, you need to swallow this mic so you can overpower Drew right now.
Yeah, why is it like
the room
on the next table over?
It's right in front of my face.
It's not even on.
It sounds like it's in your closet.
I'm pretty sure
it's not even on.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it's not on right now.
Is it plugged in?
Oh my God, there you go.
It's green. Yeah, it's on.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
Okay, dude, you literally put it right next to your mouth so we can actually hear what you're saying over Drew. That would be amazing.
Look at it. It's all dented up.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, literally.
We can send you a new one.
Dude, this is how close I want your mic to be right now. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
Does it sound normal now?
No, put it closer to your face, Scott.
I'm talking right into it.
That's
okay. Better. Dude, you can hold the mic.
No,
that's like can't. What freaking people on.
You know how long this podcast
Did you not hear about his Project Echelon thing where he could barely lift a 10-pound weight more than 5 times? Like that. He doesn't have the upper body strength to do it.
Right. I want to do the same thing, but with you guys. The same test.
But we already know that Adam's the strongest because he does like 87 pull-ups per day.
It was pretty embarrassing when Alex Howes beat me in the mug holding contest, though.
Yeah. That's not surprising at all, dude.
I know. I mean, he probably drinks way more beer than I do, but it was still embarrassing.
Dude, Alex Howes is like the most manliest man of the Grand Prix, which is not saying a lot, but you know.
He's not in the Grand Prix, buddy.
Like if you had to peg anyone in the Grand Prix that actually chops wood,
anyone in the Grand
Prix, try pegging Alex Howes and see what he does to you.
Oh God!
Wait, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say who actually chops wood. Alex Howes might be that guy.
Yeah, I mean Alex Howes or like. I mean, maybe John Borstelman.
Yeah, Borstelman. But he was in the Stein holding thing too, and he was like the first one out.
Oh, really?
Maybe it's because Borstelman's arms are so long and so big that the arm weight added to the competition, which made him.
Could be. Yeah, the beer had a lot of leverage to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like he not only had to like hold out his arm and hold the Stein with the water, he also had to hold up those massive biceps he had.
Dude, if I had to guess which Grand Prix athlete had the highest testosterone levels, I would guess Borstelman.
He also has the longest hair.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It would be fun if this whole whatever SILCA get together thing happens. It would be fun to do like some random competitions like
Go-karting.
Yeah. Go-karting would be sick.
Dude, we gotta make it a whole thing.
Doesn't Indy have one of those places that has like 60-mile-an-hour go-karts?
It's got the Indy freaking 500. Let's just go there and do some freaking NASCAR.
That would be sick.
I bet we could. The wind tunnel is, I bet we could find some connections to make that happen. I bet we could do it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be sick.
Just like you could become a programmer in 2 weeks.
Who do you think would be the best
NASCAR driver? That's way easier than programming.
That you cannot become a programmer, and I think he said like 2 years or something.
Scott, I swear, if you don't hold this mic right next to your fucking mouth when you talk,
you like change my settings, or
dude,
something?
you barely talk. You don't have to hold the mic the whole time. But if you're gonna talk,
is it rotated the correct way?
Just stop.
I've been rotating
Don't
all
touch
sorts
it.
of different ways.
Okay, it sounds louder now.
The green light needs to be facing you.
I had it like that. I had it the other way.
This is way better. Just like that.
No,
just
Scott,
like
you're
that.
messing it up. Just the way that you had it when it sounded good.
That's probably the best case for you.
Off. You know,
No, you're good. It's
This is better.
It's
just
perfect.
Yeah,
This
leave
is
it
just
like
a
that.
long
It was
play for Scott to never come back on the podcast.
This mic sucks.
Well, you know what we should do? We should see if VQ Labs can do a VO2 max test while we're chopping wood.
Dude, did you guys see that meme that's been going around on Instagram? It's not even a meme. It's like, I guess from a study that they said that chopping wood raises your testosterone more than any other physical activity.
Makes sense. It's like one of the only physical activities that you might actually need to survive.
Hunting.
I was about to say, shooting animals seems pretty...
No, killing an animal with your bare hands. That's got to top the list.
Let's do that while we're
I don't know if they
Indy.
tested that.
Yeah. I don't know if they can test killing mountain lions with your bare hands.
Yeah, I was about to say, it says in the Bible that David killed a lion with his hands because the lion was trying to eat his sheep.
Dude,
Do you think his testosterone levels were high?
Should have checked his T levels.
What kind of lion?
King David was yoked. He was probably a
legit lion too, not a mountain lion.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't want to fight either one, a legit lion or a mountain lion.
No.
There's these cool verses in the Bible. It happens like 3 or 4 times.
This is a cycling podcast.
It'll be like this random character like Jeroboam, and it'll like talk about this other guy for a whole chapter, and then in one verse it'll say, and Jeroboam slayed 3 men with the jawbone of a donkey. And you're like, and that guy only gets 1 verse? Like, I want a whole book about that guy. Like, who kills 300 dudes with the jawbone of a donkey? Like, this guy should be in the kids' books, the kids' Bibles.
Dude, donkey jawbones don't even seem like they'd be very big. He must have used that as like brass knuckles or something.
Yeah.
People have gotten soft in the last 2,000 years, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ever since TikTok came around.
No, it's back.
TikTok's gone now, though, right?
Some
I
big
know,
media
dude.
stuff.
No,
it's back.
What?
It's back.
What happened?
Saved it.
Trump signed it back into.
Oh,
That's
Trump
what he
TikTok.
likes to say. Basically, he didn't enforce the ban that he was talking about for 2 years.
Dude, now you can't post political correspondent. Now you can't post clips from this podcast on your TikTok, bro. What are you gonna do?
You're missing out.
I don't have a TikTok.
Just kidding.
Wait, Scott, what were you going to say that is the best way to test VO2 max?
Oh, playing ice hockey.
Mm.
I was playing yesterday. Like, you play for like maybe 40 or 50 second spurts, and I was completely like laying on the ice.
Didn't you
like,
just tear your MCL?
And
how did you go from like ice skating? How did you go from ice skating for the first time to like playing ice hockey within a month?
Time.
Dude, you were laying on the ice huffing and puffing after ice hockey, and you make fun of me for laying on the ground after I like climbed a freaking mountain at Crusher and the Tusher.
Yeah, but you were just being dramatic.
Dude, if you're laying on the ground after 40 seconds of ice hockey,
yeah, but I'm saying I'm not proficient at ice hockey. Like, would you call yourself a proficient cyclist? You think I'm proficient? You think I'm proficient at sprinting, Scott? It was also a clip of you sprinting nobody, and then just like you were literally just doing it. Like does your finishing time even matter?
Yeah, if you're already dropped, why did you keep sprinting? That's
I don't know how many times I have to explain this, but I know it looks like no one was in the clip. That's just how bad the sprint was. But I was sprinting five other dudes
ahead of you.
Yeah, but
if they're 50 yards ahead of you, you're not coming back from that.
Look, I'm just not the kind of dude that freaking throws in the towel because I lost the sprint.
Yeah, dude,
like
you're the guy that's in the crit
no matter
sprinting
what.
for 70th place and thinking that it's going to get you noticed for the next pro team. Like,
yeah, almost taking out half the field.
Sorry, did that hit pretty hard? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the one right feeling here that you have.
Yeah.
Great, cool. We've covered a lot of ground. We talked about Lauf bikes, killing mountain lions.
Amen.
Ice hockey.
Is there any form of bike racing that's been going on?
Racing's back. Tour Down Under. Women's wrapped up. Men's started yesterday.
Oh yeah, I saw Chloe Dygert one stage.
How do I get shorts, bike shorts as short as Dygert? Do you think those are custom for her? Or is she just like got the longest femurs in the world?
I think you have to have you have to have quads as big of hers so that they just don't go down the whole way.
Yeah.
You got some work to do, Tyler, because her quads are massive.
I'll be in the gym later.
Do you think she like actually requests that though from whatever their clothing sponsor is?
You look at every other rider on the team, and they all go down to their knees.
Isn't it don't triathletes have shorter bibs? Aren't their shorts normally shorter?
Triathletes wear bikinis or whatever. Swimsuit.
Yeah, but like obviously whatever clothing company sponsors that team is not giving them triathlon kits.
Unless they request it.
But is she question? If you rock, what's better from an aerodynamic perspective, lords of the wind tunnel? Wearing your bibs down to your knees or pulling them up? Like how much thigh is not aero enough?
Okay, so I mean, skin is typically slower than fabric. So, I mean, it's probably not helping her. Although I will say, you notice how they never do the aero pinstripes on bibs. They only do it on like the sleeves of jerseys and then aero socks. I did ask Rule 28 about that. I was like, why don't they ever do the aero stripes on bibs? And they said they've tested it and it doesn't make a difference.
Is it because your legs are moving so much? Or maybe the angle of your legs too.
Yeah, I think it's the angle and your legs are moving too much, and yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if I had to guess,
have they tested bare skin versus standard bibs?
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess, I would guess that it's slower because usually skin is slower than fabric.
I wonder why triathletes wear bikinis.
Well, they're swimming in that too.
I mean, I think they're going away from that, though. I think triathletes are going away from wearing bikinis. They're like, if you look at what triathletes are wearing recently, they're trying to optimize more for aero, and they're like going away from more skin.
Do you guys remember? You guys might be too young for this. Do you remember when like the swimmers?
You're right.
You guys don't remember that. When swimmers would wear like it was all the big rage. I think Ian Thorpe was an Australian swimmer, and they had like full body suits on. It was like a big thing. And I feel like they've gone back from that. Yeah, they're illegal.
Those were illegal. They outlawed
was
them.
Was the UCI over swimming too?
They were too efficient.
Gotcha.
They were too efficient.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Dude, when I was in high school, I dated a swimmer, and this was like in the same era that like all those like aero or whatever hydrodynamic swimsuits were coming out. But the wildest thing is it would look like you're putting on a baby onesie.
That's how tight they are.
Like that's how small the swimsuits were. That's how, and then like they would stretch, but like not that much, like it was insane how small their
That's how I feel putting on a skin suit.
So do you think part of the reason You think part of the reason it's making them faster is because it's like reducing their frontal area because they're so constricted?
I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. It would leave marks like in their
how
shoulders.
Do you breathe in that stuff? Like, I think I remember wearing like the first time I wore one of the Rafa Crit jerseys. It was so tight that it just like constricted my breathing. My intervals were trash the day that I wore it. It was rough.
I feel that.
So, you actually don't, for optimal aerodynamics, you actually don't want your kit to be too tight. There's like a point at which it's so tight that it actually becomes less aero.
How does that work? That seems like it's counterintuitive.
Yeah, it does seem like it's counterintuitive, but I think it's because it pulls the fabric so much that because the fabric is designed to be aerodynamic, and if the fabric is too stretched, it loses some of its aero quality. I would like if Rule 28 was on right, Sam from Rule 28 was on right now, he could tell you all about it. But
I mean, that makes sense when you think about that.
I thought you were an expert on everything.
Dude.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm going to say it on YouTube, I've researched it to the point that I'm very confident in what I'm saying. On this podcast, I'm not.
If people aren't aware of our unresearched podcast here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike you, I mean, you just spout whatever on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, dude. YouTube doesn't, just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean it has to be true. All kinds of fake stuff on YouTube. The point of YouTube is not to tell the truth; it's to make money. So, dude, give views, make money. Don't care if it's true.
That's your next tattoo.
Yeah,
right there. Get views, make money.
Get views, make money.
Get views,
make money.
You can just hold it up for everybody.
Yeah,
it's not
too many letters, but
10.
It's okay.
You got 10 digits. You could repeat. EETEIEWS. $.
Just take out the
do it like every gravel privateer. Gerbil privateer.
Gerbil.
Yeah, dude, Tour of Australia's on. Like I said, women's race was kind of exciting. The girl that won was crazy. On stage one, Naomi Rube, she like had to have a bike change inside of 3 kilometers. And then her team paced her back and she still finished 4th. I guess there was one girl off the front. But she still finished 4th, which was super impressive to come back and just nuke it in the sprint to get 4th.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did watch the stage that Chloe Dygert won. Man, Chloe Dygert started her sprint real early.
I feel like I always have this bias against her because she only shows up for like 4 races per year, but she has struggled so much with injuries. It's just insane. Like if she could have a season where she didn't crash or get injured or, I don't know. I think she has like robotic knees at this point. Then she.
Yeah.
Sounds like me.
Yeah.
I don't
maybe
win
you should
races.
get some, see what Chloe's been doing. Get your knees replaced. Yeah, she'd be.
Are your knees still fucked, Scott?
Always. Yeah, it's actually pretty fucked right now.
Perfect.
When's your first? Are you going to make it to the first race?
Yeah, probably.
Just suck it up. It's only pain. It's only pain.
Yeah.
It's only pain.
Just stack up.
Yeah. It's only pain. Whatever.
Dude, that dude who won stage 1, what's his name? Sam Welsford. That dude, talk about high T levels, man.
No, man.
That guy doesn't look like a cyclist.
For sure. If that's not a euphemism, although it probably could be.
Dude, his shoulders look like he chops wood.
That guy, he's shaped like a teardrop, like his just shoulders are so wide that the air just like curves around him. That's aerodynamics for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually really bad aerodynamics to have wide shoulders.
It makes sense when you think about it, though.
I mean,
yeah, it was impressive. He just kind of dusted everybody in the sprint, but yeah, it's exciting.
I mean, he looks like
it'd be
could.
Interesting to see. I don't know. I feel like Tour Down Under always kicks off, and then it feels like there's another month before actual racing comes back. But I think I'm just biased towards the Spring Classics kicking off. So we'll see what comes.
Yeah, it's crazy how many pros go down for the Tour Down Under. Like, if I was a World Tour pro, I would be like, absolutely not. Am I going to Australia in January?
What? Yeah. I'd go.
It's nice weather, but dude, like, who wants to be in peak form in January? That's so crazy early.
This is the part of Dylan that just...
Dylan, you don't understand modern cycling.
And he doesn't understand...
Tell me about it, Scott. Tell me about it.
They're in, like, riders are in shape the whole year.
No, they're not. They have to take an off season. They take an off season, dude.
Yeah, but like it's not like they're like show up fat to the first race. Like they're flying.
Speak for yourself.
And then they're gonna be flying in July.
It's kind of disappointing how low of a priority your life experience is for you, Dylan. Like you don't give a rip about life experience. Like,
what are you talking about?
You will the only time that me and you have ever hung out is if I drive to your house or we're at a race together.
Dude, I've driven to your house plenty.
On the way to Schwamigan, you stopped here because it was a free place to stay. And one time you stayed at a hotel an hour away because you were too tired to keep driving all the way to my house. And I'm like, dude, you're an hour away.
No.
I'm like, just suck it up and drive.
Your house was an hour out of the way. So that's 2 extra hours of driving that I would have had to do.
That's not what you said, but you said you were too tired to make it to my house. So you stopped and got a hotel. I forget
was this on the way to Schwamigan?
Nah, I forget what race this was, or maybe it was Schwamigan 2 years ago. I don't know.
Whatever.
It was like on the way to a race, but you don't want to. It's like you could go to Australia and see some kangaroos and Lachlan Morton, and
I see Lachlan Morton all the time, dude.
Massive life experience things that other people would die for, and you're like, you know what? No, that would set my whole season up, because I got to hit the Mid-South, and it's just too. If it doesn't align with your racing priorities, the life experience part of it is just like you don't care. Which is like, I'm not saying that's a bad attribute. You're hyper focused. I get it. But as your friend, it's like, I wish we hung out more, but you just don't want to hang out. Like you just don't. Like we see each other virtually, and for you, that's good enough.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of stoked with this cold weather right now. Like I'm happy I didn't go down to Florida. Riding a mountain bike when it's below freezing is like some of the most fun that I've had.
That's
riding
a
bike in a long
fun.
time.
I'm glad
but you don't have fun doing anything, so you don't even know it's fun either.
Yeah,
it's better than sitting in your house alone in the dark. So yeah.
Yeah, fair point, Scott.
Florida's a great example. You said you couldn't come because you had to put out a YouTube video.
Okay, but that's my job.
There hasn't been any YouTube videos that I'm aware of posted.
I filmed it. Like, dude.
But to me, it's like in my priority list, I'm like, oh, I could put off this video for a week. No big deal. Who cares? And it'll come out a week later. But I get to hang out with friends for a week. To me, it's like, oh yeah, I'll go do that. I'll go hang out with friends, put off.
Yeah, but I literally did that all summer this year. Like all summer I put off my YouTube videos because I was hanging out with people out west. I'm just not on the list of people that you want to hang out with. Got it. Okay. That's what I was trying to say.
This every week.
Like you're saying, why don't you just put off making YouTube videos? Dude, I've been putting off making YouTube videos for the past 2 years. Like that's why I only make freaking 10 videos a year.
Fair enough. But you could just bring your computer with you. Like,
yeah, but I know myself too well. When you're around, I'm not going to work on a video. I'm going to be arguing with you.
Yeah, that's true. That's much more valuable time spent, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
It's just a bummer. I just wanted to say I want to hang out with you
Dude,
more.
You're coming on too strong. Okay, dial it back. Make him.
Whoa. I mean, I want to hang out with all you guys more. It's a bummer that we all live so far away.
Well, let's make it happen next month.
You guys got to come to Indy. We got to make that happen.
All right.
I know Dylan's going to be there because of the wind tunnel. He doesn't want to come and hang out with any of us. He's going to go because if it increases his time at Unbound by 3 minutes, it's worth it. So Dylan's in for sure. I'm in because it's right down the street. So everybody else just got to make it happen.
Okay.
Scott said he was in because he wants to get aero for real racing.
I mean, dude, if you want to make it happen,
Scott, you for
just
real?
go use
you guys gonna make it?
Code Bonk Bros at Bike Tires Direct and give us that sweet sponsorship cash so that we can pay for everybody to get there. It's that easy.
Dude, you know who's really all about that money right now is Tyler.
Someone's got to actually do some job on this
Tyler,
podcast.
you missed the first part of the podcast where some viewer of this podcast thought that I out of all the people on this podcast was all about that money.
So Dylan sells training plans. He's all about the money, which is not true. You sell a lot. You sell a lot of training plans, and you sell a lot of those plans, and you market those plans more than anything else.
No, I don't, dude.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. No,
Dude,
I don't.
You've been the co-founder. You've been the co-founder of Ignition for 3 years, and you've never mentioned it in a video.
I have. Every single video at the end of the video, I say I have coaching and training plans available. Link in the description.
100% you did not say that because I just watched the video yesterday, and you said I have training plans.
That's because I
zero mention of Ignition.
That's because I came out with a new training plan.
I was blown away that I went to your Instagram bio and you actually have Ignition tagged in your Instagram bio.
Yeah, and I don't have anything about training plans in my Instagram bio.
I was blown away.
So you're blatantly wrong, dude. You're blatantly wrong.
Dude, you know how much Dylan markets his training plans? He still had Train today or whatever it was called.
Today's plan.
Today's plan on his website. Someone had to message us and be like, "Yo, Dylan should probably take today's plans off of his website."
Dude, I was thinking about that. I was talking to a new athlete, and I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, "Oh yeah, we mostly use Training Peaks, and I've also used." And then it hit me that today's plan no longer exists, and I was like, "Ah, never mind. We just use Training Peaks. It's that easy." So. That's true.
Strava. You can use that Strava.
Now you guys use the Training Peaks virtual yet? We got an Ignition Coach Co custom jersey, but I don't know how to get it on.
Is Tyler frozen?
Say,
what? You were holding that for that long?
Upper body strength, unlike Scott. You know what else we have coming in probably 2 months' time? Dizzle Peaks. That's what's happening. Redesign Training Peaks by Dizzle. Yeah, exactly.
Everybody learns how to code.
Oh yeah, because I'm going to learn how to code. No, not 2 months, time. 2 weeks, Tyler. You're underestimating my ability.
Do you even know
to learn random things?
Do you even know how it works?
No, like not even a clue.
How to
code. But you're just so confident that you know nothing about it that you can learn it in 2 weeks.
I believe in him.
Yeah. I mean, do you not have a brain? Like your brain learns how to do things all the time.
I think we've discussed this before, but I don't think there's anybody who exemplifies the Dunning-Kruger effect more than Dizzle.
It'll be the Dizzle-Kruger effect.
The Dunning-Kruger effect. It's where people who don't know how to do things are overconfident in their ability to do things that they don't know how to do.
Dude, I feel like I'm the opposite. Like if I don't know how to do something, I think that it's impossible for me to do it, but I could just figure it out.
Yeah.
I have the opposite of this.
Yeah. You're not like Dizzle. Dizzle thinks that anything he can't do, he could learn in 2 weeks.
I mean, I appreciate the confidence.
Yeah, I mean,
it's admirable for sure.
The confidence. But.
I don't know. I mean, a part of it's just kind of joking. Like,
is it though?
I don't know. I'm not going to do it. So I guess the world will never know.
Never know.
How much of a Bike Tires Direct discount do our listeners get? Is it 10%?
10% off.
Yeah, I think it's 10%.
Are the Conti Race Kings in stock right now?
That's what I was gonna say. Have you guys thought about what tires you want to get from them?
Yeah, I'm wondering like what tires. The first race is BWR Arizona, and that one's interesting because there's a lot of single track. It's not super rough, but there is a lot of single track. But then there's a really long paved climb at the end of it. So like, what tire can I get that's good for the single track, but not too slow for the climb, so that I get dropped like DJ at BWR last year?
Are you even going to be with the front group for the last climb, though?
Shut up. Yeah, I'm thinking optimistically. Heck yeah, I'll be right there with them.
Chris Blevs.
On that new
like our boy Lancey Pants last year was right there with Keegan until the last climb.
He was off the front with Keegan.
Well, dude, what is the ratio of road to gravel?
Like 70-30.
70 road?
Yeah.
No, dirt. No. Arizona.
I know.
Arizona? There's like a 40-mile section of mountain bike trail right in the middle, and all the roads that you take to get there and back, or not all of them. There is like a pavement road that you take to get there, but then on the way back, it's almost all gravel. And then you
should I do this race?
Listen,
maybe at
Scott,
best it's 50-50.
We're not falling for this again.
No.
You're going to get us all hyped that you're going to do a gravel race. And at the last minute, you're going to be like, my fridge quit, so I got to go to Lowe's to buy a new fridge. And it's going to require me to not leave my house for 4 weeks.
No, I'm going to go to Costco and get a fridge, actually.
Sorry, guys. There's not a plane flying in and out of Arizona in the entire month of February.
It's not direct from BWI, so I can't do it. Never heard a connection.
Oh, it's only 103
only
miles.
103?
The course must be way different. The course is way different than when I was down
60%
normalized
unroad.
Extra small gravel.
Where do you see that?
What's unroad mean?
Just not paved.
Okay, but that could be a lot of different stuff, right?
Yeah, well, I've done the course, so I know what it is. It's gravel, it's trail. There's nothing gnarly about it. It's
they must have taken out a lot of the road.
Dude, you could probably only handle the wafer with those knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Fuck. How much climbing is this? 7,000 feet.
Oh, yeah, the course is way different.
Is that a lot?
It's like a moderate amount, I guess. Why, you worried about getting dropped on the climb, Scott?
There's no sticky bottle allowed.
Isn't that what you worry about when you approach a climb in a race? You worry about getting dropped? That's what everyone worries about.
If you could just freaking do Mid-South, not puss out a Mid-South, like there's no climbing in that race, and you got the best sprint out of all the gravel racers.
So this course is way different, Drew. The paved climb you're talking about, it actually comes before the most technical part of the whole course at the end. Yep. So I would argue that what matters more is what tires you have for the technical descent.
Nah. Because if you get dropped on the climb, I mean, you can make up a little bit on that descent, but you can lose a ton of time on that climb.
I know, but I think you're going to lose way more by berry dancing your bike down those trails than you are going up the climb.
I'm not opting to do like a road tire versus a mountain bike tire. I just don't want to do the full-on 2.2 Race King. I think, is there an option right below that?
Yeah,
that would
dude,
be
Thunderbird 2.1.
That's what I was thinking.
Schwalbe Thunderbird 2.1.
I just don't have any of those, and so I guess I got to use our discount code. We should go
click clack and see if we can get some of those on Bike Tires Direct.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think the Thunderbird 2.1s are
Dude, how long have you been on this podcast and you didn't already know the answer to that question?
Well, I just don't have any of those, and I've never ridden them, so,
I messed up. I should have.
Get some.
I ordered.
So would you get this?
I had to order some disc brake rotors, some parts, so from Bike Tires Direct, and I didn't think about even like buying extra tires to be able to swap. That was just silly on my part.
Dude, it's okay, man. Your bike already came with the King.
But I'm nervous because I was told that Dylan said they're basically new tires, which means they've probably been ridden for like 180 miles and they're about to flat. So I need to be.
That is, dude, on a Race King, man, that is basically brand new. Those things last forever.
Oh yeah, dude, the tires on that bike are my tires.
Yeah, which makes me nervous. They've been aged in a shed, for 18 months.
As long as the seat wasn't Dylan's, I think you're in the clear.
I think I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start referring to the Race King as the King. The King. No race. I'm going to take out the race. It's just the King from now on.
That should be.
Would you get the? Because I'm still not super familiar with Schwalbe. Would you get the Super Race or the Super Ground? The Super Ground only has 4.5 stars. Super Race has 5 stars. It's got to be that one.
I think that the Super Ground Thunderbird on bicycle rolling resistance actually performed better. I could be wrong about that, but
they don't have tan sidewalls though.
That's true. Dude, do we have listener questions?
And the Super Grounds and the 2-1 are back ordered. Sketchy, Drew. Oh, so are the 2-1s. Dude, Drew, you might be hosed, man. The 2-1s in both tires are on back order.
You're kidding me. What are they called again?
Schwalbe Thunderbird 2.1s have been back ordered for a very long time. Like that's a very hard.
It's not. I know you have some in your closet.
That's a I do. Well, yeah. I'm not going to share them with you, but
you're not going to hook your friend up.
Oh yeah, dude.
It says they're due by February the 8th. Don't trust that, dude. Of course they're going to say that,
dude. I'm telling you right now. Schwalbe Thunderbirds, you'd be lucky to get those by June.
Christmas.
Well, then what other tires can I do?
None. You're screwed.
The Race Kings, dog. Send it.
2.2s? I want something a little...
Dude, go into your garage and get a 0.1 millimeter hex key.
Nah. What about those Victoria?
Nothing.
Would you say 0.1?
What are those? No. The
0.1 inches.
Mezcal?
No, so basically like
those
1/8 of an inch.
Zeros or something. What were
no.
They make them in like a 2.0.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They're not faster.
Drew, look at Tyler. He's holding up.
Where are you,
Tyler?
Equivalent.
Is upside down.
Hold on.
I'll turn it over.
Way less than that.
There's an inch. It's
okay.
That.
Yeah.
Dude. That's 2/16.
It's nothing, dog.
Missing out.
Dizzle, I'll sell you my Thunderbirds for $500 a piece.
It's a company expense. It's a business expense. It's a write-off. Because, dude, if you can't run those tires, you basically can't do the race. And you doing the race is advertising for Ignition. So, therefore, it's a write-off. Tax fraud.
What about those race and ricks or whatever? The slippery wicks.
The what?
Slippery ricks or whatever they're called.
Slippery ricks.
What is it called? Wet Wilburs.
You can get the ricks. The ricks are I like the ricks. I don't know if they come in a 2.1, but yeah.
Let's see. The ricks come in 2.25.
Johnny Watts. That's cool.
Someone's yelling for their dad. I don't think it's Scott or Dylan or myself.
I know, me.
What? I've got dogs.
I'm in my attic, so even if my kid was yelling, I wouldn't be.
Yeah, Drew's kid's dying. He wouldn't even know.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Tyler, you got access to listener questions or what?
We'll see. Let's see. How do we do this? No.
Did you even shower before you came on here?
You
just came
straight from my run
onto the
here. I don't know if you noticed me dropping layers as I came on. Yeah,
I did notice that.
I saw a message in here from Banjo. Whoa.
So you? Oh, dude, read it.
Where are you checking? Are you on the emails or
I'm
are you
on the
IG?
All right, let's see this Banjo message.
Banjo, the dog. Who cares about the bird when Dizzles? What kind of bird? Yeah, what kind of bird tattoo? Who gets a bird tattooed on them? More of a comment.
Yeah. Is that what the?
That was really the question. We just get comments.
I told you. Banjo. Banjo's not a fan of pod.
Banjo.
Like Banjo
has a different account.
Ooh.
But yeah,
I got a good one here. Or do you actually have one?
No, turn it off.
You just reading random shit. All right, this is from Nick. Nick says, "Hey guys, fan of your podcast. I'm a professional bike painter. Not sure where you got your info on paint colors and weights from. The ability for a color to cover another is based on how much pigment is in the paint. Higher quality paints will have more pigment, generally lighter visual spectrum, not weight. Colored paints will take more layers to cover another. I would say yellow is the worst and white is one of the best, probably right behind black, at least with the paint we use. As for clear coats, matte would be a light option, but in order to bury paint lines, you would use a high solid clear, the most expensive level of clear, and sand that flat. Then add matte clear. Doing this also adds strength to the clear coat. Very thin clear coats are more prone to chipping and failing. That said, matte clear might be a more aerodynamic clear. F1 went to using matte years back because of its aero qualities. The roughness of the paint creates a layer of turbulence over air like a golf ball. If you guys ever want a paint question or carbon fiber, we repair carbon too. Good luck this year.
Sick.
Dude, you know what we should do? We should
reach
out to this homie and see if he can get us some custom Bonk Bros paints jobs.
Yeah. So he's saying white paint isn't heavy?
Yeah.
He's saying
whatever's
white
on Dylan's bike is fucking heavy.
I think he says yellow is the worst. As far
yellow
as
is the heaviest?
Well, the heaviest is just because you need more layers of paint, right?
I guess.
Yeah, so that's what he's saying. So generally lighter colored paints will take more layers to cover another. Yellow being
white
the
is
worst.
as light as it could possibly be. Am I missing something here?
Apparently we're all missing something because Nick is a fucking paint genius and he's telling us the real deal here.
So he's like, yeah, if it's a lighter paint, you need more layers. So like yellow's the worst. That makes sense to me. But you know what makes even more sense is that white would be even worse than that. What am I missing?
I don't know, man. Just reading the email verbatim.
All right.
I mean, if you actually cared about fun, you wouldn't. Who cares? Just get the sickest paint job, like Kerry Werner. His bike probably weighs 1,000,000 pounds, but his bikes look sick.
Yeah. There's a reason why all of the super boutique light bikes that are trying to break some weight record, or like all of the hill climb bikes, there's a reason why they're all black. They're all like matte black.
Yeah.
It's because it's the lightest.
I mean, what he was talking about here too is like the strength of the paint.
Okay.
Or durability of the paint. But I would say if you're going for the lightest bike possible, you don't give a shit about how strong the paint is.
Yeah. All right. Well. Cool. Glad we cleared that up.
I got to bounce to get that money.
Money. Okay. Michael sends us feedback on the podcast. Hey, Bonk Bros. I really enjoyed the conversation with Danny. He just says Shrewsbury. Pretty sure that's not right. Shrewsbury. She's a natural in front of the microphone. On another note, here's my turd sandwich comment that I left on YouTube from the previous episode. Very glad to hear that the research I sent through on holding helped. I think he's talking about when he must have been the guy that sent in about holding your piss.
Oh. Cool.
Let's see. He says, wow, he sent a comment with 6 different touch points. Should I read them all?
I mean, can you summarize? Is that possible?
Basically, just says, keep doing what we're doing. That's what I said last night. We just do whatever we want. That's what people really want.
Keep doing what you're doing with your piss? Is that what he's talking about?
No, he was talking about feedback on the podcast.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. No, it was a feedback.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, man.
All right, let's do this one here. This one's from Marco. Marco from Italy here. I will participate in a 4-day stage race in Morocco in late February. I expect the terrain to be mostly light gravel with bits of chunky gravel and some sand.
Is this a tire question?
Just wait. I have a Canyon Grizzle and went through a set of 2.1 Thunderbirds last summer. Loved them and didn't experience any punctures. Would you suggest going for the 2.2 Kings just for the added puncture protection? Also,
dude, this guy calls them Kings?
No, I did.
Oh, all right.
He said Race Kings, but
nice.
I edited it. Also considering that I have to be on the start line the following days. Ooh, right. Thanks. Keep up the shit talk, Marco. Man, wonder what the terrain in Morocco is like. I've always wanted to do a race there.
I mean, I don't know how many times that I've said this on this podcast, but the rolling resistance of the Thunderbirds is lower than the rolling resistance of the Race Kings. So take that into consideration. But then the puncture risk is higher. So you got to weigh those two options. You're like, how much do you care about puncturing versus having the lowest rolling? I think that for actually riding on gravel, there's probably not a faster tire out there that won't get a puncture within reason. Like there's probably like that super light Rene Hurst, but that will just puncture as soon as you see a piece of gravel.
Yeah.
But like there's probably not a tire within reason that will not puncture that is faster than the Thunderbird on gravel. So
you're saying, yeah, because I think that's really important thing to touch on. The puncture resistance scoring, you have to remember that the Thunderbird and the Race King are both in the mountain bike tire category. So you can't really compare the puncture resistance of the Thunderbird to the whole slew of gravel tires that they test, because they're just in a different category.
I mean, I also, I got to be honest, the puncture scores that bicycle rolling resistance does, you got to take that with a grain of salt.
For sure.
I mean, take everything they do with a grain of salt.
Some of those puncture scores do not add up. Like, for example, the non-XP Getaway Challenge tire, just the regular Challenge XP Getaway scores pretty well for puncture resistance. And in the real world, not the case. Not the case. You're going to flat.
Yeah. But regardless, like, you just have to remember the Thunderbird is still a mountain bike tire. So like it's just inherently burly for a gravel tire.
Yeah.
That said, though, I'd probably still go with the Kings.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the Kings too. I mean,
the 4-day stage race through Morocco,
yeah, like stage race through Morocco. Yeah, I'd probably go Race Kings.
Right? What is all people ask questions about? What tire to use? Shouldn't they like know from other people's answers and stuff? You know, like how many times do you have to answer the exact same question?
That's a great point. I've definitely answered this exact same question at least 5 times on this podcast.
Can't you just like put up a chart of like, these conditions, this tire?
Yeah, maybe we should make that.
You can make like an algorithm you put in.
Dude, yeah, we should do that.
Dude, that's actually what my next video is about. That's a video that I'm working on right now. What?
The one coming out in 2026? Dude, yeah. I can't even do my Patreon thing because you guys don't put any YouTube videos out. Yeah. I got no material.
I mean, you could always react to old content.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's more just laziness.
We want to see you comment on last week, Dylan's vegan video.
What?
I said we want to see Scott watch your vegan video while he's just sitting there like eating barbecue wings.
Okay. Yeah. That one's really old. The vegan video. So.
Okay, what are you saying, Dylan?
I made a video about veganism, and it's really old.
No.
You were saying something before that. I don't give a fuck about your vegan video.
Well, freaking Adam brought it up, so I don't know what was I saying? Oh yeah, Scott. What, like, you weren't on for the last podcast, but how do you feel about, like, for some reason every World Tour rider decided that it was a good idea to talk about how they need to restrict gearing and whether or not that's a bad idea or a good idea? And I was like, why? What is going on?
I don't think that's a good idea, because then if your gears are restricted, like, you're not going to go that much slower, but you're also just going to do sketchier shit in order to advance your place in the peloton.
Yeah, that's
if
what
you
I was
can't
thinking.
pedal, you're going to start doing other shit.
Yeah,
right?
like Superman position.
Yeah, like,
Also, if
and the faster you go, the safer it actually is.
Also, if you restrict gears, like I feel like you're giving an advantage to people who have a naturally high cadence, and you're giving a disadvantage to people who have a naturally low cadence. Which, I mean,
yeah, but that's just cycling in general.
Yeah, I know. I that's what I said when I talked about it. It was like, I mean, there's advantages and disadvantages to everybody for various rules and races and whatever. But I don't like. Why are we adding that in? That's kind of weird.
Well, then, like, cadence would be a huge part of training. It already is, but
yeah,
like, you would have to train. You can train your cadence.
Hey, I got to bounce. You guys want to keep going?
No,
we can. Yeah, we can end it. We can end it.
Drew stopped talking. That's how you know it's really.
Drew, what have you been doing?
I've been looking at tires this whole time.
Dude, he's checking out that BTD.
You do that more often, Drew.
I know. I need to. Yeah.
Yeah, have you been diagnosed with ADHD, Drew?
What's our promo code?
Or ADD or whatever?
It should just be Bonk Bros.
Are you going to use our own promo code?
Let's try it. Bonk Bros. Apply promo.
Ayo. What, 40% off?
Bonk Bros sent me promo code. All right. I don't know how much I saved, but I saved something. I think 10%.
Nice.
Yep.
What'd you get?
I'm not buying anything right now. I got a bunch of things in my cart so I can compare them.
What is it?
I'm looking at the G1 RX 50 mil. They look just like the Race Kings, but they're 50 mil.
Who cares what it looks like? Dude, are you even a member of this podcast, dude? What?
But I thought Schwalbe was good because you use the Schwalbe Thunderbirds.
Not every Schwalbe is good.
But if it's the same compound, then how's it not?
Are you sure it's the same compound? It might not be.
I don't know. I haven't got that far into the research. It's just what I have in my cart to compare.
Fox walking down the sidewalk in my neighborhood.
Sick.
They're all the same price, so that means they all have to be equally good. I saw
Fox yesterday.
Oh gosh, true. What are you just trying to get me worked up?
Yeah,
right
the
now?
G1 RX, the G1 R. This is confusing.
The
that
Schwalbe,
they name all their tires.
So
the
I
same.
will say I got heated when you say it looked like whatever, like, because that's just a dumb thing to say. But the G1 RS is a fast tire.
RX.
I don't know what the RX is. The RS.
Well, then that one's good because if it's a fast tire, it resembles the Conti Race King very much so.
It literally doesn't matter at all what it resembles. That
it comes in a 50
at all.
If I could get the Race King in a 50, that's what I would do. But they don't have that, so I could get this. That I'm hoping would be like the Race King in a 50.
Do you understand that a tire resembling another tire doesn't matter at all? It literally doesn't matter at all. Not one bit. Doesn't matter.
In your opinion?
Like, for the speed of the tire, I guess it matters for the grip, right? Because, like, the knobs.
Yeah, that is a huge part of selecting a tire. You can't just not acknowledge the grip. The reason I don't want to use the Getaway is because there's zero grip on that tire, regardless of how fast it is.
Dude, now that you're not sponsored by Challenge, the Getaway has no grip.
I didn't not say that last year. I just said it in a way that was sly. Yeah, it doesn't have any grip. But they have this new tire. They have this new tire, the Gravine, that looks like it has more grip, but it's probably just not as fast as the Getaway. So it's like, in my head, you're giving up grip for speed, and I want both. And it seems like the Conti Race King has both. So if I can get the Conti Race King in a narrower
run the King, dude,
version, then. But I don't think I need a 2.2. Like, I think that's going to be so slow on the paved sections. If I can get that narrower, it'll be good for both the off-road and the road.
We shouldn't have awoken him from his slumber.
Yeah. We were supposed to end this thing. All right.
Dude, seriously.
These are legit questions. I can guarantee you all of our listeners are thinking the same thing I am.
Seriously, though, like, have you been diagnosed? Do you have like severe ADD or ADHD or something?
Adam's gone.
Everybody keeps telling me that. I'm not going to go get diagnosed for that. What, just so that I can complain that I have ADHD? No. If I have it, so what? Get over it. I'm a fully functional human, whether or not I have it. I don't need to know.
What you say about depression, too? Get over it.
I don't know if those are the same.
No, they're not.
The same category, but. Like, I don't think somebody with depression can be fully functional. Like, they can be, but I think more people with depression are probably less functional. You can be totally functional with ADHD.
It's just crazy to me that you're on a podcast and you're like, this is the perfect time for me to like shop around for tires.
I mean, that's what I do most of the time.
That's also what Scott does, so, you know.
But I also have ADHD.
We just brought it up. So now I'm like looking into it. And as soon as we press the end button on this, I'm going to leave and do things that are more important. So, like, like train.
Adam, press the end button.
Because I got to train insane.
I don't think he's even.
He doesn't have his headphones. I don't know how we end it without him.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to end it.
Watch this.
He just should just end it. Like, what? He drags it on so long.